Ramblin Man here. So it's that time of the week again. I was going to do this a couple days ago, but I decided to wait till today. This is the 4th episode of Divorce. So I know last week I talked about denial, the 5 stages of divorce. That first one being denial, and then this week we're talking about anger. Now, everybody does a little different. You may go in different order, but so far they've been pretty accurate for me. I know as far as being angry, yeah, I was very angry. So it started out, once I got past the denial stage where, well, what if, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I can't be getting divorced. Then I went into the stage of, you know what? Screw her. And because you feel what happens is with the anger, the stage of anger, okay, you feel like someone that you trusted hurt you, and they did, and maybe you're that person that did all the hurting. But let me just tell you, no matter who initiated the divorce, if it's one-sided or if it's a mutual thing, you both are going to feel anger. Like, why did you force me to do this? Why was this done to me? You worry about things. You worry about changes that you made, changes that you're going to make, and in doing so, that aggravates you. That makes you more angry. And I'll tell you, I got this tattoo, and it said, "For her, I'd risk it all." It was for my 20th year anniversary. Okay, and it seemed like a great idea at the time. We both agreed to it, and that was in August of that year. And then March, like I said, it was 7 months later is when we had our first talk, and then 2 months after that. So 9 months after we got these tattoos, then we're getting divorced. So a lot of anger, just a lot of things. Like, I felt like, oh yeah, this is the way I get treated, and it is a normal. Let me take this off. I'm not sure why I'm sitting here with a seatbelt on, but it's a normal thing to feel that way. It's okay to be angry. It's part of the process. It's part of you getting past it all and moving on to the next stage, which is bargaining, which we'll get into next week. But I just got to tell you, it is a normal thing. I was like, you know what? I was okay. And then one day, it's like a switch. I was pissed off. Everything that happened was my ex's fault. Oh yeah, she did this, she did that. Why didn't she do this? I can't believe she did this. Because someone that you loved and trusted hurt you. So this anger portion, it is normal, I'm telling you guys. But I was so angry. You find that there's a couple things. Maybe you drink too much. That was a plus for me. I drank way too much. And I'm not like an alcoholic where I needed it. I just wanted it. I went and I would just drink and drink and drink. And, even if you hold your liquor well, which I do, I would drink until... I'd never really drank that much in my life, but I drank a lot. Like a fish, okay? It was terrible. But the good news is I didn't do anything that would be detrimental to my health, or as far as drinking and driving, things like that. At least be smart, even if you're so angry, because sometimes you lose track of things, and you're like, you know what, I don't care. You don't care what happens to me. You're so mad, right? And then, drinking too much, exercising too much. Let me tell you what I did. I ran every day, and I started off, and this is the thing, I was going through denial. I started doing it just to get away. Then it became an angry run. When you're running angry, let me tell you, you can run really fast. Your body will just keep going because your emotions and your brain is so angry. There's so much pent up anger. It gives you energy. You can run forever until you can't, and then you're just you're dying, right? But you still keep going because you're so upset, and I think it's great for you. But at the same time, I went from probably 210 pounds down to 173. I was a twig. because I wasn't eating that much because I was so sick feeling, and that's a normal thing too. That I was so sick feeling, just felt empty. I felt like, it's almost like I felt like God left me. He didn't. But I felt like, just a lack of faith. Like, he didn't care. Why would he let this happen to me? Looking back now, I know that he had bigger plans for me, and that's okay. But anger, yeah. Lots of anger, lots of things directed towards my ex, and then towards God, towards people in general. Anyone would say something, I'm like, whatever. I mean, for me, that's a big deal because that is not my personality at all. But I really went through, and you can put a front on. I'm telling you, when you're in work, you're like, oh yeah, things going great. And then as soon as you leave that room, you're back to your pissed off self. I spent about a good month, maybe 2, really just angry. It took time. So don't feel bad. You will come off the other side. I promise you. Just hang on in there. Don't do anything rash or drastic. Okay, just stay in there and know that God has plans for you. It seems like you're in the pits at that point, the pits of hell. I mean, it really does. Feels like you're going nowhere. But I promise you, it gets so much better. That you're not the first one to go through this. There's millions of people that have gone through this. Okay, just know that. And I'm speaking from experience, so I'm telling you, it is not a fun thing. But if these stages are necessary for you to work, you have to work through them. Otherwise, you carry baggage with you, and you don't want that. So it's okay to be angry. And next week we'll talk about bargaining, and I've dealt with them all. I'm telling you. But anger, it is a normal feeling. Just don't let it overtake you. And remember, there is light on the other side. Until next week, y'all have a good one. Ramblin' Man out.